Hello everybody, today this is my first video, and it shall be about Terrible Yugioh Cards Episode 1. Today I'm only going to do 3, because I don't want to, drag this out too long, and also the time limit for beginners on YouTube. So anyways, if this video is successful, I might continue doing it. So anyways, let's deal with the 3 cards that I have. Also, citation. If you find any worth in these certain cards, if you've been able to somehow work a strategy that makes these things work, then congrats, this is just my opinion, and I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to cause any drama or anything like that. I'm just stating what in my opinion, and many other is, okay? So anyways, let's get down to it now, as we have card 1, which is a trap card, and it is called a Navigating Mist. Now you're probably wondering, oh jeez, a navigating? What the hell does that mean? Well, a navigating is a term used to mean losing choice, where you're restricted, you don't have much choice. That's what a navigating means. Which with this, you don't have any such freaking thing, by the way. Because the effect of a Navigating Mist is your opponent's hand size limit becomes 1, 2, 3, no! 5! 5! Yeah, you heard me right, motherfucker! 5! 5! That's the limit of this card. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5! Why? Because, it's very stupid because, oh yeah, it's not like, oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, you usually start the game off with 5 anyways. Have these bastards even played Yu-Gi-Oh? Have they even know what they're freaking making cards for? Like, do they know this? They're in front of Yu-Gi-Oh? Where usually each player at the beginning of the game usually draws 5 cards from the top of their deck to play, which usually, when you're usually going by a number that you usually start off with at the beginning of the game, that's pretty much where your card fails. Like, now maybe, if the card was, to your opponent's hand size limit becomes 3 or something, that would be a lot more destructive and would suck more for your opponent. Because then they would be limited, and that would be bullshit for them, because then it would only allow them a certain amount of cards. Now, the hand size limit thing is actually a good idea, and it actually can be very destructive to your opponent's, strategies and whatnot. Because it only allows them a certain amount of cards in their hand, so they have to wait until, it's down to like 2 or 3. I mean, 2 or 1 to be able to, use up more cards from their deck. That's a very good thing. But with this, no such thing. Just flat out there in black and fucking white 5. It's so bad. Just don't even bother. I mean, maybe you have like a mystical ref panel, but still that would mean very shitty as well for your opponent, because that would mean you would get the freaking thing and it wouldn't matter anyways. But anyways, so that's it for this card. Next card is another trap card, a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Now the bio of this card is pay 2,000 life points and reveal all the cards in your hand to look at your opponent's hand, select one card, remove that card from play until the opponent's next end phase. So, how this card works, okay, first, strike 1, you pay 2,000 life points to do this, which is a pretty big fucking cost, which usually for the most part, most people don't do this anymore, because usually it's now more than likely going to bite them in the ass, and more than likely cause them to lose the duel, where they'll more than likely be scratching their head saying, gee, why the hell did I make that sacrifice? So, yeah, That's not very good. Like, maybe if it was just like 100 life points, that would be slightly better. And then after that, there's revealing all the cards in your hand, which by the way is an absolute no-no when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because usually that's how your opponent knows what you have, so they can plan a strategy to destroy, you know, your monsters and completely screw over your spells and traps that you plan. Because they'll be able to look in your hand and be able, like, for example, let's see, this guy has a mirror force. I can use this mystical space typhoon and blow it right out of the field. So much for that card. Ugh. But anyway, so you do all this shit, then you can be able to select one card from your opponent's hand, and then, you know, woohoo, we did all that. We did 2 bullshit things, so then I can take one card and put it in the opponent's graveyard. Yeah, that was so worth it. Anyways, so definitely do not use this card. A better card to use would be one that's recently in the TCG called the Forceful Checkpoint. Now this card, you know, is done so much better because, you know, your opponent reveals, you know, their hand, and then, you know, you get to select one monster and put it in their graveyard, and it's your choice, which is slightly better than paying 2,000 life points, revealing all the cards in your hand. All of a sudden, your opponent reveals their hand, pick one card, and throw it in the graveyard. So, yeah, that's it for Player of the Red Lotus. This guy's an insult right on the front of the card. Like, I mean, he's like, yeah, bastards, you went ahead and bought this damn card, and all I have to say to you is fuck you. Anyways, enough about a Player of the Red Lotus. Next we have the final card I shall talk about in this video, which is a monster, a dark type monster, a fiend effect type monster that has attack points of 600 and defense points of 1400, and it is an infamous monster known as Dark Artist, and is also level 3. This bastard's effect is simple. If the card is attacked by a light monster, its defense is halved during the damage calculation only. And that's it! No other type of thing, it doesn't play now. Nope! Right there, it's basically the negative of using this card. Bravo, idiots! Bravo! So let's go over this, break down this bullshit first. So basically, this card is already starting off on shaky grounds because it involves a certain type of monster that has to attack it before its attack points, you know, get cut, its defense points get cut in half. So, I mean, because then it's like, if your opponent has, let's say, like a ghost ship, and he attacks Dark Artist with that, that means that Dark Artist's points are, defense points are cut in half from 1400 to 1200. Which is still pretty shitty because, you know, all because of a certain one that attacked, boom! About a chunk of defense points, boom! Blown up and reduced to 1200. That's already pretty shitty. So yeah, Dark Artist. Well, I can say definitely this card is dark on itself, and the kicker thing is that that's it. That's all that's all there is to the card, the negative. Which basically is like the writers are saying, yeah, you shouldn't use this card at all. Because we're not going to actually give any positive reason as to why, no extra thing, no, just be like, light monster, if it's attacked by a light monster, its defense points are cut in half during damage calculation only. So, yeah, brilliant. Brilliant, assholes, brilliant. Ugh. Anyways, so, that's it for this episode of Terrible Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, episode 1. Thanks for watching, and bye. Fuck me.